Yo, 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 what is up, my fallopian tubers? Cesaro from the Varo coming back at you with another video for your butt. And this is going to be a video response for Motown Phillie Baseball Card Hall of Fame. Putting in my vote of 10 cards, and Jesus, this was probably one of the most difficult things I've done because I just started jotting down cards that I love, and I think I was up to like 70 cards on my list before I said, okay, I got to stop and narrow them down. There'll be next year to add some more. So let me give you guys a list of my top 10 cards that I narrowed it down to. And this is just the cards that I've loved as a kid, and I just put a list together. So obviously number one on my list would be the 52 Mickey Mantle, which is specifically with me, my number one card that I would ever want and believe to be the best card ever. If you know the story behind it, high numbers, it didn't sell, they threw them all in the ocean, so this card is rare. And if you want to talk about a player who had speed, power, and the charisma, it's Mickey Mantle. And this card in particular is big time for me because this little thing right here was something that intrigued me and made me like a big time collector. So this is why the Mickey Mantle is number one on my list. Number two on my list would be this Napoleon LaJoie, however the hell you say it. When I was a kid, I used to have a set of vintage cards that was supposed to be it was a reprint of all these vintage cards, and behind every card it had a story about the card and the stuff behind it. And when I was a kid, so when I started collecting in the early 80s, this card, as far as I knew, from everything that I knew, that's only me, it's my opinion, it was supposed to be the rarest card there is and the most valuable card. Okay, the Holiness Wagner wasn't considered the most expensive card that I remember when I was a kid. It was this one. And then the Holiness Wagner card, when I got back into collecting, I heard it was the most expensive card. But once I heard about it, it's not so much the Holiness Wagner card itself. Like every single Napoleon LaJoie card that you'll find, this card right here will be expensive. But the Holiness Wagner seems to be the Wayne Gretzky card. You know what I mean? It's the Wayne Gretzky card. It's one card, not the every single Honus Wagner. Not Honus Wagners are popping up left and right, and they're not demanding the same price as the Wayne Gretzky card. It's like going to a dealer and you get a Corvette, that has double twisting, sea monkey lifters and triple beam headers, and that's going to be obviously worth more than the stock Corvette. And that's kind of how I see the Honus Wagner. But this card to me has always been the most valuable card, even though it's not anymore. Number three on my list is this Babe Ruth 1933 Gaudi, and it's the card number 144. This has always been, Babe Ruth has probably one of the biggest impacts on baseball as far as rule changing and just the way the game went. And he was a pitcher, and all this. He's one of the greatest home runs, if not, I still consider him the greatest home run hitter. I don't consider him the home run king. I gave that title to Hank Aaron, but to me, Babe Ruth was the greatest home run hitter ever. And this is just the most memorable Babe Ruth card that I have in my head. This is the card that I always picture when I think of Babe Ruth. Next on my list would be the 1939 play ball Ted Williams. Ted Williams, the Splendid Splinter. One of the reasons I love So Vintage so much, I had books, man. I had books and I had stories on every player, so I knew like a lot of stuff about every player. I had a book called The 100 Greatest Players Ever, and so it rated every player, and it had so much information on every player. And I remember the thing about Ted Williams, what it said in that book, was that he loved to study hitting, and that's all he cared about was hitting. That the players didn't really like him so much because when he was playing the outfield, he would be practicing his swing in the outfield instead of paying attention to the game. And I always found that pretty cool, actually, to tell you the truth. And then he wasn't so friendly with the media, who didn't like so much of his antics. But all he cared about was hitting. And that's why he was probably the greatest hitter of all time. Okay, next on my list is the Willie Mays, the 1951 Bowman Willie Mays rookie. To me, Willie Mays will always be the greatest player ever. As of now, to me, from everything I read and just everything I know, to me, Willie Mays has always been the best all-around player, period. Next on my list is the 1956 Hank Aaron. It's not his rookie, but this is my favorite card of all time because I've always remember and the card that I had like this in the back, how it said that's not that's actually Willie Mays sliding into home, not Hank Aaron. It was a mistake that was never correct, and I just always thought it was cool. So this is my favorite Hank Aaron card, who I call the Home Run King, because he hit the most lifetime home runs. So this is my Hank Aaron favorite card that I have. And next on my list is the 1953 Bowman Color Pee Wee Reese. Man, when I had the reprint of this card, I used to stare at this card so much. I thought the picture was so cool. But I used to love to stare at it, and I would just, pick it apart like, okay, this guy's sliding in, but there's no dust. And Pee Wee's up in the air, and, is he really throwing the ball? I used to just think about this picture so much. It really intrigued me, man. And that was before, I became a big Pee Wee Reese fan. I was a fan of this card before the player. So this is definitely on my list. And next, coming in at number 8 would be Ernie Banks, the rookie card. Oh, man. Let's play 2. Do you know? Let's play 2. That was what Ernie Banks used to say, man. The book that I read about Ernie Banks, he just talk about how much he loved the game. How he just always wanted to take more swings. I just wanted to play catch. Love the game. And, I felt like I could relate to him because I just love the game of baseball. And Ernie Banks is one of my favorite players of all time. Okay, and coming in at number 9, my list, man, I had like almost 50 vintage cards. But I got to end the last 2 with some more modern cards. And this Mark McGwire, man, as much as I'm not a big fan of him anymore, and stuff like that. You got to admit, man, when he was a rookie and he was doing all this 1985 card was just the thing to get. It was like an extra rookie card, because regular rookie cards are in 87. But then there was this one card that existed from 85, and it was intriguing, and it was great to chase, man. And no, it's not even valuable. I found this. I have a couple of these cards now that I bought at from dollar boxes. So it's not a valuable card, but definitely one of the best cards ever. And I'm gonna end it off with this Bo Jackson. I mean, in my days, this card was so freaking awesome. It was so awesome that it's got to be in my top 10, my inaugural list. I'm sure it's not going to make it because not too many kids nowadays or modern collectors know too much about this card. And if you weren't alive during that period, you probably don't know the sensation that went with this card. So I don't expect it to make the list, but it's on my list. Bo Jackson score, 1990, man. That was such an awesome card to have. So, okay, Ray, that was my list, and I'm sorry I don't do a lot of research, so I don't know too much about cards and the real stories. I just know what I knew, as a kid, and that's all I know. I don't research stuff, so I didn't do any research. I just went off by what I know. And the 52 Topps rookie Mickey Mantle, I just got to throw that in because I know a lot of people say that's not his rookie. I know it's not his first card, but it's his Topps rookie. I do believe in that. It's just something I grew up saying as a child. His Donruss rookie, his Fleer rookie, his Topps rookie. And that's his Topps rookie. I know it's not his real rookie, just the same way as Maguire's rookies were really 87, but the 85 is considered his rookie just because it was done earlier. But 87 is really his rookies. That's just my opinion, man. And to each their own, man. Respect everybody's opinions, guys. So, love the hobby. Keep collecting baseball cards forever, Esse. Have you seen my baseball?